Well, guys, Joe's still not talking to me after the archery competition yesterday. I told him it was just in good fun, but maybe he'll come around. Hey, check this out. We got the smoker ready to roll. Probably saw we got a couple does there the other day. We'll fire up some jerky tonight. Some good eating.
Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by RK Tractors, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Wasp Archery, Spot Hog Releases, RTP Outdoors, America's Best Bowstrings, Hoyman Tree Saws, and Realtree.
Welcome back to Midwest Whitetail, guys. November 1st, finally chasing November, woohoo. We're in here after that Digits buck. He's been coming down this edge, feeding on this strip of clover right here. He's using that funnel beautifully, so we just need him to do it in daylight. We're hoping we're getting close enough to, estrus, peak chasing kind of thing, where we get him moving during daylight. We seen a big shooter last night. We weren't able to film him, but they're up on their feet. I know several guys that have killed good bucks here in the last few days, so it's just a matter of picking the right spot. I was saying yesterday, this year I've had more opportunities where I just chose the wrong stand than any year I can remember. I bet you we've had probably 10 opportunities at good deer where you can go to one stand or the other with the same wind direction. We just chose the wrong stand. You go check the camera the next day and he was out on the other stand. So, it's just a luck of the draw, but eventually those averages have got to turn back your direction in your favor. So, should be a good set. We'll sit in here a few hours, see how it goes. Guys, I keep forgetting to update you about that Wolverine buck. You've noticed probably I haven't been hunting him. About 12 days ago, I would say, he just quit showing up on cameras altogether. He was down there where we were hunting him. He was showing up on daylight down there, but we were picking him up on all the cameras in that area, at night or whatever. He was down there every day. I'd get pictures of him. And about 12 days ago, maybe 14 days ago, he just vanished. So I don't know if EHD got him, that was before we really had any frost. Or maybe another hunter got him, or did he just move out of the area, going to rut in a different area? I don't know, but until he shows back up on camera, I probably won't hunt him. So anyway, that's what's going on with that buck. Hey, one of the viewers on the blog the other day wanted us to do some tips on rattling. And what I generally do is I just kind of match what the deer are doing at that time. So early season, I'll do like light sparring. You don't expect them to come rushing in looking for a fight that time of year, although I know it happens sometimes. But, basically I'm just trying to get them headed my direction. They're pretty social animals, but early season, late season. You just want them to think there's other deer over there and get them headed your way is my thinking. I know guys that bang the horns together October 1st all the way through the season, and sometimes that works too. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. I just tend to kind of match the season. So now in this time of the year, I'll start hitting them pretty good like an all-out fight, and try and get them to respond that way, thinking there's a fight over an estrus doe. So, and then late season, I don't rattle very much. It's, I usually just hunt that bed to food pattern. But a couple of things to think about when you're rattling is your setup is ultra important with the rattling. Like this particular spot right here is not great for rattling. They can get downwind of you. It's not one of those bulletproof stands. You got some where there's a big drop off or a lake or something behind you. Those are perfect, ideal, but there's just so few spots like that. So we probably will rattle tonight, as long as if I see something that's upwind, it's probably not a good chance he's going to circle downwind. They've got to go through creeks and stuff to get downwind of us. But the other thing to think about is how much cover do you have around you? Ideally, if they see down there but they can't see in, if it's thick cover and they can't see into it, those are the best opportunities to rattle. They can't see what's going on. Drives them crazy and they come down to investigate. The ones that are the toughest, which this one's kind of like that, are the ones that are open. If they can see down, if they're close, like this one, if he was up on that hillside 80 yards or 100 yards, I wouldn't even rattle at him because he can see down here. He can see there's no deer here. That's not an ideal situation to rattle. It usually will not work. Now, if you catch one in the right mood, sometimes anything will work. But, overall, if they can see down there, usually you're not in business. But anyway, that's a few things to think about. Appreciate the comment on the blog, guys. Well, I don't know how many opportunities we'll have with no deer around us down here this evening, so it's still pretty early. I'm going to go ahead and hit the horn, just see if we can get something headed this way. Well, we're down to about 30 minutes here, guys. We got a bunch of does down there, 8 or 9, and just yearling bucks. I think there was 3 yearling bucks down there. Wouldn't surprise me to see a big old mature buck show up here. That many does in here. About 30 minutes left. We'll sit in here and see what happens. Listen to those old coyotes. Well, we had a pretty good sit. It was more of a traditional sit where we started seeing more and more deer as the evening wore on. The last 6 or 7 sits, the last hour was dead, but today seemed a little more normal. I think the morning we're going to get back in the timber, try and get a little cover around us, see if we can catch some bucks cruising. So check back with us tomorrow. Thanks again, guys.